Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
On today's episode, we are discussing A Castle of Our Own, which originally aired on the Hallmark Channel on June 27th, 2026, and is now streaming on Hallmark Plus. Hey, if you want to keep up with us, we are Girls Gone Hallmark everywhere. Instagram is where we are most active typically, but you can find us on Blue Sky, on Threads, on Facebook, where we even have an awesome group. We are Girls Gone Hallmark.
Hey, if you want more from us, Megan and Wendy, come follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/Megan and Wendy. We're just the inside baseball of how our brains tick over there.
Yeah.
You know, with a side of complaint and crash out.
Just a light sprinkling.
I always laugh because we have a recurring episode called What's Good, and it's usually like, what's bad in Wendy's world?
It's like, let's open the petty complaint department a little bit.
Totally.
I love it.
Silly.
It's my favorite. All right, let's jump into A Castle of Our Own with a synopsis.
When an overworked architect takes an unexpected summer trip, a sandcastle contest and a contractor help her reconnect with her daughter, rediscover joy, and find love she never saw coming.
This movie was directed by Keishioma Mechi, an actress and director whose previous directing work includes 4 short films. This marks her feature-length directorial debut. Hallmark fans may also recognize her from Tidings for the Season.
She is also a participant in the Hallmark Make Her Mark program. Yeah. I was like, this name is so unfamiliar. So I was doing a little Googling this morning, and back in 2024, she was announced as one of the women to participate in the directing program.
Nice.
Hey-o. The story comes from Jason Delaney. This appears to be his first Hallmark project, though he's written several Hallmark-style romantic movies.
The teleplay was by Becky Southwell and Nina Weinman. Becky has 9 previous writing credits, including several gourmet detective mysteries for Hallmark. Nina has 39 writing credits, most recently All's Fair in Love and Mahjong.
Brennan Elliott plays Adam. We last saw Brennan in the 2024 movie His and Hers, co-starring Lacey Chabert. He also appeared in an episode of the series 911 back in January of this year.
Erica Sarah plays Marley. Erica has 55 acting credits, and her last Hallmark role was in the 2024 Miracles of Christmas movie, A Dance in the Snow.
Sarah Sheehan plays daughter Lily. This is her 10th acting credit and her first project for Hallmark.
And Sophie Tom plays niece Paige. She's another newcomer with just 5 previous acting credits. Hey, Wendy, what was your first impression of A Castle of Our Own?
I was not prepared for Hallmark to hand me parenting advice wrapped in a beach romance. Did it not hit? The parenting advice didn't hit for you?
No, it did. I have a lot to say about the parenting in this movie. All good, actually.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
No, I thought it was good advice.
Yeah, me too.
All of it was very timely for me as a mom to a teenager, and you, a teenager girl too. So
Yeah.
You know, this just had Nina Weinman all over it. Doesn't she have a teenage daughter?
Yeah, she has 2 kids. I think she gets it. My first impression is hand me a glass of lemonade, because I was genuinely refreshed by the co-parenting situation portrayed in this movie.
It's one of my biggest likes about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's get into our likes then.
If I can start.
Please.
I thought this was a really lovely movie to wrap up the Summer Nights lineup. And if I look at Summer Nights as a whole, we kind of got like a sprinkling of a variety of things.
Yes.
I think of Texas Two-Step and how like steamy and hot that was, and then how fun that the love heist was. What was the first movie?
The Greek Isle.
Oh, I love that one too. So like this was nice. It was like a nice sprinkling of different stories across the month. Mm-hmm. While watching this movie, I was like, oh, this is a soft landing in the best way possible.
That's
like
a nice way to put it.
There's no huge drama. There's no like over the top. I mean, I have some thoughts, but there's no over the top hook here. It just felt like a cozy movie. But for me, the setting absolutely does so much of the heavy lifting. I know they call it Cannon Cove, Oregon. Megan just went to Cannon Beach. I'm guessing it's supposed to be the same place.
I have to assume it's obviously not filmed there, but
no.
Yes, that's where I was last week. And there was a sandcastle competition the day after we were leaving.
Oh, bummer.
So I have to assume this had to have been inspired, right? I feel like maybe the writer was like, oh, I'm on vacation in this lovely Oregon coastal town, and look, they have a sandcastle competition. Like, it can't be coincidental. It was last weekend that they had their sandcastle competition.
Yeah, during the summer, yeah.
Yes.
But you know, like the gorgeous homes, and then like, I'm not a big fan of like the gray misty skies during summer. I know that's your vibe.
Totally.
But it was appealing to me. It was like a place that I would love to spend a week kicking around their small town, drinking coffee and looking at bookstores and watching sandcastles be built.
Right.
I was into it.
Yeah, I was too. I mean, it was timely for me. We obviously were just in the actual Cannon Beach, and every time we go, well, we've been 3 times, but we always end up like looking at local real estate, because I'm like, I actually don't think I could live in a small town forever, but it does have an appeal where you're like, I just want to be the kind of person who walks into town to my local coffee shop, you know, and this is my morning. I walk along the beach and return to my beachfront home where I
think it sounds pretty damn amazing.
Where I edit a podcast episode to the crashing waves. You know, I mean, look, it feels very idyllic when you're there. So it worked for me too.
Sounds pretty romantic to me. I'm into it.
Yeah. On our side-by-side beachfront homes.
That's so funny that you say that, because I had pictured myself like living here and you living there.
No, you got to join me. The sun came out while we were there.
It is too cold. I could never, ever, ever live in the Pacific Northwest. No shade, but literally no shade. I mean, no, I guess there is too much shade. Too much shade for me.
Yeah, I loved it. I did think, I was like, oh, Wendy would hate it, because it was cold the entire time we were there. But anyway,
couldn't do it.
Back to the movie, back to my first impression. I loved this depiction of a co-parenting situation. I feel like Hallmark is like just very gently recently stepping into divorce as a reality. And it's nice to see it where there's no villain, there's no great tragedy associated with it or trauma. This is what happened in their relationship. They coexist alongside the step parent very nicely. There's no uncomfortability when the daughter has to introduce like dad and stepmom to mom's new friend. Like, it's easy. It's fine. And the co-parents are not only on the same page about their daughter, but they're also both there for each other. It's just so nice and easy. And when he can't make it, she's kind of like, oh, I'm going to have to juggle things. But she's not like, oh, you always do this. You know what I mean? Like, they're both in the same boat, and he figures out a way to help her get her fresh. It's just so nice.
Yeah, I agree. Like, let's please continue to normalize healthy co-parenting. And it's funny that you say like Hallmark seems to be tiptoeing into that space where there's no like big tragedy or trauma.
Yes.
And I was like laughing. I felt like divorce is more realistic than maybe perhaps like a widow situation.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know the data, but
it's got to be more common. It's 50% of marriages end in death before the age of 50. No, but do 50% of marriages end in divorce? Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's just do more of that. I love that everyone is just trying to raise a great kid together. That's like their objective. I really enjoyed the relationship between Marley and the ex in terms of like supporting each other. And at one point even said like, well, he was my best friend for 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, we forget that kind of stuff. I think. I thought it was great. I
Yes, agree with all of that. Can we talk about Lily?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about Lily's friend situation. I think when she has the moment of realizing, I don't think my friends are my friends.
Yes.
That hit so hard because...
Girl. Do you know that TikTok? Girl.
I do.
Girl. Yes. I feel like I've lived this the last 2 years with my own teenage daughter.
Well, and I think that's such a moment because if you've gone to school with the same people, sometimes like your friends stay the same and you realize, oh, we've all changed and not in the same direction. And these people that I call my friends because I've known them for so long aren't a fit for me anymore. Mm-hmm. That's like such a hard thing to realize, I think. But I actually have like one wish when it comes to this, but I kind of like that it's a little bit messy. Like there's no nice, neat bow on this situation. Like she does make a new friend. She realizes like what life can be like with people who actually like her.
And support her and into the same things that they're into. Yeah.
But I also think sometimes it's like, yeah, this lesson is a hard one to learn. The only way out is through. You just kind of have to trudge through this uncomfortable space of growing up.
Yeah. The other takeaway, too, from that particular part of the storyline, you know, Lily was very invested on like what was going on her phone and social media and seeing all the stuff happening without her. And I was like, that damn freaking phone and social media. I swear to God, Megan, you and I grew up in a much easier time. Anything else about Lily you wanted to add?
No, I mean, I enjoyed her as a character. I thought she was cute. I liked their mother-daughter relationship. I thought it was fairly realistic.
Okay, well, let's talk about Erica Sierra.
Okay.
I really enjoy her acting.
Me too.
I know that some podcasts have like mentioned her raspy voice.
In a negative way?
Yes, as being a distraction. I like it.
Me too.
I like it a lot. But aside from that, this character, I thought the actress Erica really portrayed a mom either we've been or have known. Mm-hmm. You know, she's stretched a little thin. She's trying to be everything to everyone. She realizes her teenage daughter doesn't need her the same way anymore. Like, you know,
her time is running thin.
Yes. I felt very relatable. And as I mentioned earlier, as a mom of a teenager, this storyline really hit me. What I liked especially is that there was this lesson of just listen to your kid and don't try to fix it. Don't plan the perfect bonding activity. You know, it just was a nice reminder for someone like me who jumps into let's fix it mode when my kid is having like an issue.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I liked it. I liked the character a lot.
I liked the character a lot too. And I think she starts off thinking like, if we could just be together, that will solve all of our problems. And then she has to adjust a little bit, realizing that 100% of a week with her mom isn't what she needs. Like she needs a little freedom to be herself and find her own space. And she, you know, she's a little bit like, well, I thought we were going to spend time together. But then she quickly adjusts and is happy that her daughter is having her needs met. So it was just nice.
How about Brennan Elliott?
Oh, welcome back, Brennan Elliott.
What are your thoughts?
I actually really enjoyed him. I think because of our timing with coming to the Hallmark universe, Brennan Elliott is not at the forefront of my mind all of the time. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think while he's been certainly a presence, I think he has a stronger Hallmark presence in years before our time. Mm-hmm. So whenever I see him, it's almost a little bit of a surprise. I thought he played this uncle role. He just was warm and kind and understanding and the kind of person you'd want to have as your next door neighbor. And I just thought he fit this role so nicely. He was just so fun to see on screen.
Yeah, I like that he was a little vulnerable, a little awkward, real with the dad jokes kind of,
Dude,
but also
that dad Cabbage Patch moment.
Yeah, funny. Actually, I have no idea what you're talking about.
When he dances, when he's like, we're going to dance, and he does like the dad, like,
I don't
terrible Cabbage Patch.
Oh,
do you know what the Cabbage Patch is?
Yeah, I do. That's funny. I like that, like, he was not technically like a dad, but filled like this awkward dad role.
Agree. Yeah, he had strong, like, dad joke vibes to him.
And also kind of coach vibes. I was noticing, like, when they were doing the sandcastle stuff, and he'd be like, okay, everybody gather up here. Gather it, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Anyway, I enjoyed him. I thought this was nice. It's nice to see him back on the channel. In terms of chemistry between his character and Marley, you know, it's not Heather Hemmons, Brendan Penny dancing on the, you know, country bar floor or whatever, but it was two adults who seemed to be enjoying their time together.
It felt like a realistic depiction of two adults at this phase in their life meeting each other.
I think so too.
And they didn't have the history of the Heather and Brendan relationship. So for them to come in all steamy would have been out of place. Yeah.
Agree. I wasn't looking
for
me
that.
Either. And let me be clear. Yeah, I just thought this felt like a very realistic portrayal of two mature adults meeting. And mature, I mean just grown up. They're not 30, but they're not 70, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Now, how did you feel about the sandcastle competition?
Well, it's more in my wishes.
Okay, so I'm going to throw a little like here, and then I do have it's in my wishes as well. But I liked the sandcastle competition, and not because I was like into the competitive part of it, but it gave these families something to do while they got to know each other.
Yes.
It was the vehicle for developing the relationships, and it was what it needed to be.
Sure, it's the summer version of decorating cookies and shopping for a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I liked it for that element too. And in relation to the sandcastle competition, can we talk briefly about Gordo?
Oh, he's in my wishes.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, my thoughts on Gordo, I just think he serves as a nice comic relief. And my notes just say GTFO Gordo affectionately. I just think it's nice to have this common enemy. I thought it was fine. He was not a threat, but I enjoyed him being kind of exasperating as a running joke. It allows us to have this conflict outside of our characters so that we don't have to have like manufactured conflict within our characters.
You don't think it was manufactured though?
Well, sure. It's like cartoon villainy, I guess, in that sense. But it's not like I overheard you saying I could never leave this place and now I'm going to run away in the night.
I agree with that, but I just did not think it added anything to the story.
Well, why don't we take a quick break and come right back to talk about our wishes?
Okie doke.
All right, Wendy, let me know what you wished for.
Well, I'll just jump back into the Gordo of it all. Mm-hmm. One, I don't understand that Adam has this random nemesis from years ago. Over sandcastle building. It just is silly to me. Mm-hmm. I felt like somebody looked at the script and was like, we need a C story here. We need this beach rival. Like, it does not add anything to the overall story. Like, you could cut every single one of those scenes and the movie loses nothing.
Yes, I don't disagree with you.
I was like, what are we doing here? Mm-hmm. I have a couple of wishes.
Yes.
The majority of the movie tells us that Marley is really like overwhelmed at work, right? Mm-hmm. She's constantly checking her phone. She's overwhelmed. Then she's missing moments with her daughter. You know, she's trying to balance it all. And we get Adam, who's gently reminding her to slow down and figure out what matters. And then, so she quits her job. She quits her job to start her own firm. Girl, what are you thinking? Like, anybody knows that. And they even say it. Her boss says, you don't realize how much time and effort this is going to take to start your own firm.
Right. Yes.
I'm like, this.
You have not solved a problem.
No. And this entire movie, it was almost like two different stories. On one hand, we have slow down and prioritize your family. And then on the other hand is like, follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Like, both are perfectly valid messages, but they don't fit in this movie. And it makes me wonder, I'm a little hesitant to say it because I don't want to offend anybody, but it makes me wonder if Nina was the recipient of this script and had to do some work on it.
We know Nina's like a utility player for Hallmark. Like, she's a good cleanup player she's
like the script whisperer.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. There were two warring storylines. And in my head, I'm trying to make it make sense because I think if you think about the reality of Lily, if she's graduating from high school in 2 years, it doesn't really make sense for mom to slow down because, as you well know, like life is going to change in 2 years.
Yeah. Wait 2 years until your daughter goes off to college and then make your change.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It would almost have been like made more sense if she had the balls to stand up to her boss and not let her be railroaded, because obviously she was very much necessary at her job. And so it seems to me that in that role, she could say, look, I need to put some boundaries on. Like, I cannot be working like this.
Definitely.
See if that would be the natural first step. Like, let me work a reasonable number of hours, cap it at a reasonable workload, and then, yes, work towards, and let her know, like, look, my goal is to start my own firm. So why don't we start like over this next bit of time bringing in some people to fill the gap that I'm leaving. Yeah.
And then they have this ongoing thread of like, we haven't been able to go to Paris. Girl, you're not going to Paris in the next 2 years either.
Not with starting a business, no.
That was very frustrating. I was like, what are we doing here?
Right.
What are we doing here? Also, my next wish, look, I love Brendan Elliott. I actually really enjoyed his character of Adam too. Adam? Is that his name?
Yes.
Adam? Okay. Why? It just sounded so foreign to me for a second. But it was the same problem that I had in last week's movie where this man comes in and he's like the unofficial life coach for every aspect of Marley's life. He's got parenting advice and career advice and he's emotionally supportive. Like, he had an answer to every question. I would much have rather seen Marley arrive at some of these conclusions by herself.
Yes.
And what I really like is your ideas. She should have just put the kibosh on the overbearing boss and just say like, hey, we need to rework my schedule here. I wanted Marley to figure out some things on her own without Adam giving her like instruction.
Yeah, I'm thinking I totally agree with you. And that's not a point that I had made, but I agree with that thought process. I'm wondering how we make that happen on screen. Like, did they need to have this mirror reflecting these things back to her? Because is she going to be talking to herself? Is she, like, how is she going to come to these conclusions on her own
without bouncing it off somebody else? Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, but I agree. I don't want to give all the credit to Adam for simply being like, having his quippy witticisms, and then all of a sudden her life is solved.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. ChatGPT, give me 30 bits of life advice that I can throw up on an Instagram image and cycle through the month.
I have a really big wish that I want to finish out this category with, but let me hear what else.
Okay. Well, my biggest wish is back to Lily. I feel like her storyline is the least resolved. And in my in my likes, I think that's realistic. Like, this is not something you're going to solve in a week, these friend issues. But she has this significant realization about her friend groups. Her old friends aren't really her people. She does make a new friend in Cannon Cove, but they are going back home, which I think makes sense. I'm so glad she wasn't like, I'm going to start this new business in this small town where I'm going to have no customers and move my kid away from her father. Obviously, that's not going to work. They're going to go back home. But then what? Now her kid has to work through the mess of finding a new friend group in high school, which is not easy to do. I just thought maybe she was left out in the cold here.
You needed some closure with Lily's storyline.
Yeah, I wanted her to be like, I don't know. I just
1 year later, Lily's thriving at school.
Maybe.
She's the ASB president.
I don't know. I get stuck in the details, of course. And I think like, how are we going to make that happen? And I think that's harder than we think it's going to be. Like she's done the first step, but there's more there.
Yeah. Well, this movie, I mean, is it more about the romance between
of course,
and Adam
of course,
than Lily's trajectory of high school?
Of course.
Here's my biggest wish. Absolutely hated the last minute of this movie.
On the beach.
Yes. Here's why. Because this entire runtime is building this believable, mature romance between these two adults who live in different places. And they have this realistic conversation where they acknowledge like his life is there and hers is back home and maybe it's just not the right time. They're like, let's just call it. And I respect this conversation. I was like, great. Then literally the next scene, Adam shows up, declares his love, and that's it. Movie's over.
And he's moving to Seattle.
I was like, what? First of all, when he shows up, they're like, oh, there's a surprise for you out on the beach. I was like, whoa, mixed messages. Like earlier in the day, you're like, let's just call it. And now you're out with your boombox, you know, come on. And, you know, he's now made this big life change. Like he's going to go move to Seattle. And like, you know, it's not that I didn't want them together. I did. This just like 90 seconds and I don't know. It just wrapped it all up and done. That's why I'm like, was there some reworking of the script here? I don't know. I didn't love it.
I didn't love it. Well, the rest of my wishes are so trite compared to that, which I do fully agree with you. I know what I was going to say. I do feel like they're both making giant leaps in terms of their business. And I feel like people who, I'm guessing these are people in their 40s, that's what their life would suggest to me, aren't really like, let me take this giant leap, like quit my job, start a business, or move to Seattle and find new customers. Think it through. We need to move a little bit more slowly. Like this is not the phase of life to just be like, well, I'm going to try something new and hope it works out. That was what my thought was.
Yeah.
But my last little wish is I did want to see more of the finished sandcastles. We get a lot of close-up detail shots.
Yes.
And I was like, could we just get like a pullback pan of some of these sand? I'd like to see them.
Well, even their project, you know, when she like messes up the one side or whatever, and then she comes up with the idea of like how to like build within it or whatever.
They don't show it.
No. I never see it. No, I need some sort of payoff.
Yes. And I know that sandcastle art is difficult. Give me some B-roll or something. I don't know. I just wanted to see more sandcastles.
Am I a jerk when they were like, we're going to build pyramids? I was like, really? Pyramids?
Yeah.
Is that tough? I don't know.
And Gordo built like the Sphinx in the first round. So I was like, you're kind of riffing off of his idea.
Oh, yeah. I was not surprised when the Eiffel Tower suggestion came up. I was like, shocking.
Seriously.
But I thought it would be very difficult. And I think the Eiffel Tower seems to be more difficult than the pyramids they were building. But what do I know?
Okay, the Eiffel Tower, I was like, that is a very ambitious project for our first sandcastle. Because I get like it's iconic and they wanted to go to Paris and it tied in. But I really wanted one of the adults to be like, well, maybe we don't like... What could we do differently here?
I would be considering like Marley was struggling with the sandcastle form, like the bucket in one of the first scenes, you know, and now they're building this thing. Look, I couldn't do it. So brava to who can, but the Eiffel Tower just seems like a lot of work.
I thought so too.
When Lily like damaged the top of it and like spun out, I was like, oh, that felt so relatable for someone like me who's like a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like that. I would have been like, I quit.
Yeah, that would have ruined my day.
Yeah, totally.
Let's talk. Did you see that?
I wish I had more. The only thing that I have is I thought Marley had a great wardrobe. I thought the costuming was very aspirational for a woman of her age. I just enjoyed her linen pants, and her outfits were real cute.
Yeah, she did have cute clothes. I have some random, did you see that? First of all, when they're trying to name their team, they're like riffing on sand puns. And Adam's like, how about Miami Sand Machine? And the girls are like, we don't know that. But then they go Sand and Deliver. I'm like, how do you know Edward James Olmos in Stand and Deliver and you don't know Miami Sound Machine? I thought it was odd. The other thing is, in my next sand related, did you see that? When the pyramid sandcastle collapses, that sand has got to be AI. I rewound it 5 times to watch it fall. It falls in a perfect triangle.
I didn't really watch closely like when it fell, but I was mesmerized. Like, how did that just one section come out of it and not destroy anything else?
Yes, unless the rest of it isn't actually sand. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. There is something. I rewatched it. It looks like real sand, but it falls perfectly out of that section.
How did you like the whole contraband? You know, like people were building sandcastles.
I knew that was. I knew when they didn't win that they were going to have some like last minute thing that got them in.
You're smarter than I am.
No, I'm not. I've watched a lot of competition shows where they're like, we didn't make it, and then lo and behold, it's Glee, and they've got a kid that's not the right age on the other team. He's a ringer, you know. It's unfortunately not a novel idea. My last 2, when they are, at least in the second phase of the sandcastle competition, they are wearing closed-toed shoes the entire time on the beach, running down to the water like in tennis shoes. Yeah. I'm like, man, your socks are full of water now, and now you're squishing around, uncomfortable. Yeah. I know they don't want to have their dogs out, but... And the last is did you see that Eiffel Tower scene when Lily breaks it? Adam brushes off the top of it, and then you cut back to that same scene. There's another pile of sand there, and he brushes it off again.
Good catch.
That's all. Catch. What did you rate this movie?
Again, nice soft landing. I thought it was 3 stars.
I gave it 3.25 stars. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark. If you love this podcast, we do love your 5-star ratings and reviews. You can drop them right into the Apple Podcast app. And we'll be back next time with more Hallmark reviews. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.